Happy Thursday, guys, and welcome to art class. Today we're drawing Spider-Ham from Into the Spider-Verse. So as always, you're going to need a paper, pencil, and black line marker. And today for colors, we're going to be using red, brown, and blue. Alright guys, my spidey are tingling. That means it's time to get to class. Here we go.
Good morning and happy Thursday! Today we are creating Spider-Ham from Into the Spider-Verse. So, Spider-Ham is going to take up the majority of the middle of our paper, which means we'll have room on the top and sides to make a background. But for the most part, his head is going to be the biggest part of his body. So, we're going to start that head by creating a circle in the middle of our paper. Notice how I build my circle up. It doesn't have to be perfect to start with, but once I get the lines that I enjoy, I move from there. After I have my circle, the very bottom, I'm going to make a line going across. And it's going to overlap, but it's still going to be very, very close to the bottom of that circle. It's going to come out each side, and this is going to be the start of the bottom of my face. I'm going to make a parallel line right under it, and this will actually be the very bottom of the face. We're going to curve these two sides together, making kind of an elongated oval. You can build it up if you want a little bit, but that's going to be the bottom of our head. The circle part will be the top of our head. So this overall shape that we've built will become Spider-Ham's head. Right here, where that overlapped a little bit, right on that line, I'm going to make a circle. This is going to be Spider-Pig's snout, and we want to make this big enough that we can write or create his nostrils. And something special about Spider-Pig is his nostrils create kind of Spider-Man's mask, so we need to have some room in there to be able to work. As for Spider-Pig's eyes, which we'll do before we do those smaller details, we're going to go at an angled line up both ways, straight up from our circle. And then we're going to round back till we get to that circle, that nose, all the way, just round back. That's going to give us our eyes. We can then double line that, and this will be the black outline we'll fill in later. Now, like I said, we get the same kind of like the real Spider-Man or Peter Parker's version of Spider-Man. We get kind of his face symbol inside of this nose area. And we're going to do that kind of the same way. We're going to create an angled line up both ways. And this is a little small area. Actually, we're going to curve all the way around, then make an angle line down. It's almost like making two real small pizzas, little pizza slices, a curve and then triangles pointing towards the middle. We'll outline those heavy, just like how we are going to fill those in dark. After we get that done, we're almost done with our head except for our ears. For our ears, I want you to make two lines angled out, and then create another angle off of them, almost like a pyramid or a triangle. But instead of filling it in as a triangle, we're just going to start from one end and kind of work back in, making sure that the outsides are pointy. So for our body now, Spider-Ham's we're gonna start under the head, making a neck. Right under that nose, we're just gonna bring two lines down. They shouldn't be thicker than your nose. However big you want to make them. And then off of that, we're gonna make a smaller circle, not as big as our head, but not as small as our nose. Kind of like the middle. This is going to give us our body. To make our legs, we're going to come down off of each side, kind of going in a little bit. And then we'll think about up here at the bottom of our circle. We'll start a little lower and bring a line down. So now we have two legs. We're going to build two ovals, one that way and one this way for our feet. Remember how I said his head's kind of bigger than his body? If you notice, we're building all this body up, but the head still has the volume of the character. It's still the biggest part. After that, I want you to come right back up to your neck. You're going to build two lines off of each side. These are going to be the shoulders, but Spider Pig's arms are going to be behind him, trying to conceal his mallet. So we're going to put those lines just almost really close to the body. Just a little bit past. There's circles on each side. Those are going to end up being our arms. We won't see too much of them. But what we will see is his mallet. So, right next to his head at an angle, I'm going to make two lines. And the wider apart we put them, the bigger the mallet's going to be. Then I'm going to curve each side a little bit. So it shouldn't be flat. It gives it more of a sense as this robust shape. And then I'm going to make a handle. I'll start by bringing one side of the handle back, behind the back. Then I'll do the same thing parallel to it, next to it. So we have our shape of our character, our silhouette. But now we have some details to put in, right? You have to add all those spider details. In order to do that, we're going to start kind of at the bottom and we work at our body, and then we'll work up and add our webs as we ink. So for my body, down at the bottom, first I'm going to make a line across my legs here, showing where Spider-Ham's boots stop. And I'm also going to add a detail. I'm going to go to his feet, and I'm going to bring a little hook in. It's almost like I'm turning them into hearts at the end. This gives us his booted hooves. Now, across the bottom here, we're going to make a belt line. And remember, it's not going to be at the bottom of the circle. It's going to be close to the bottom of our circle area. But it's just going to be a line straight across. And we're going to do another one, but it's only going to come in a little bit on each side. Then it's going to go up to your shoulders. This is going to give us our area to make our red spider pattern, or our spider web pattern. And like I said, for that next part where we're creating the pattern, I'm going to ink up to it. So it's a little bit easier for you guys to see, and I can explain it. The spider web pattern, not just on Spider-Ham, but any Spider-Verse character, is done the same way. Now remember, before we get all the way over there, you have to make sure, like I said, these lines that I doubled up here, I doubled them so that they can be darkened in. So I have my line marker here. Just going to go ahead and darken those. These darker lines are important because they allow Spider Pig's eyes to stick out more. because there's going to be so many lines on this costume. And the same thing for any of the spider costumes that have a lot of webbing. Darker, thicker lines are important on areas you want to stick out more. Just kind of having fun with my lines, being kind of soft with them, and letting them be very caricature. 'Cause he's a comic-y character. Alright. Now that I have my basic outline, let's talk about those web patterns. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to make a line straight down the center of Spider-Ham. And then, for the head part, I'm going to start dividing it. So, I'm going to make a line this way on that side. Means I do the same on the other side. Or use symmetry. If I make a line on that side going at an angle, I do the same on this side. One on that side, one on this side. The top angle down, and then below the nose, I'm going to kind of angle up into it. So if I put one going that way, means I do the same thing on the other side, or as close as I can get to it. That is going to be really important to giving us our symmetrical shape. Now down here on the body, we started to make our, we put our line straight down, so we know what we do on one side, we do on the other. On the body, I'm going to basically go straight down, but just in a little bit, even on my belt. And now on my feet, I'm going to go straight down, and then out towards the bottom of my feet. Bring those lines out towards the bottom of my feet. Now, here comes the fun part. I'm going to create loops. I'll start up here at the top of my mask, and I'm going to make a loop from one line to the next. And I'm going to go around, and I'm going to keep layering those. So, just going a little loop, and I kind of dance my loop from one web to the other, and it creates a web pattern. Just going across here, take my little U shapes, just kind of dance them from one side to the other. Do they have to land on it perfectly? No, but it is something that you can be mindful of and take your time and use patience. Try to get it on those lines, just like a real spider. And before you know it, you're done. Now we want a spider to go on the middle of Spider-Ham, and we want it to stick out. So we're going to put a nice big dark circle, and then I'm going to put an oval under it, nice and dark, so they stick out. Notice how they pop out over all those lines we made. And then the spider has 8 legs, so we're going to put 4 pointing up with lines, and then 4 pointing down, 2 on each side. And I know you guys think I forgot my mallet in the back, right? Now, I'm just going to take a different marker, make it a little bit thicker, because I want it to stick out more. I didn't forget it, I want it to stick out more. Awesome. So, as you guys can imagine, you're right, it's time to color. Here we go. Alright guys, all done. Now as you notice, I was coloring with color pencil today, and I decided to use a little bit more pressure under my nose, at the bottom of my face, under my mallet, and a little bit under my tummy here to make a little bit more depth in my spider ham. Alright, so I know you guys are going to make some awesome backgrounds, but for me, I'm done with my work. So I'm going to sign it. And I hope you guys sign yours too, and I hope you're proud of all your hard work you did today. Alright guys, we're all done, and I can't wait to see your amazing backgrounds. This was a really fun one to do. Until tomorrow, be kind and be creative, and I'll see you for Fan Friday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.